everyone. Welcome back to Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast. I'm Charles Skaggs. With me, my partner, my lovely partner, Zan Sprouse.
Hi, everybody.
As we sit here and getting ready to do another Twin Peaks commentary.
It's a rainy night, and the world sucks, so this is the best way I can think of to spend an evening.
But Twin Peaks does not suck.
Never. Twin Peaks will never suck, and my husband is on his way home with pizza. So
there you go. So we got to hurry up and finish this for Zan.
All is right with my world.
All right. So. Yes. Yeah. For those obviously who don't live in Columbus and you're not listening to or watch us record this, it's raining cats and dogs and mass hysteria out there. And it's a perfect night for watching Twin Peaks.
It's a perfect night for it, yes, because even if it were dry outside, it's hotter than the Devil's Mistress out there.
Oh, is it? Because I thought it cooled off with the cool front I moved in.
It to like 82 from 92. Yep. So,
and now here's Bob with sports.
Right, exactly.
All right,
and so in the Midwest, when it's hot, it's soupy.
Yes.
So you just might as well stay inside and watch Twin Peaks.
Right.
With us.
Exactly. Now you could bring over donuts. That would be nice. We would appreciate
some pie.
That. Or some pie.
Yes.
I want some pie.
More people will come and they think we have punch of pie.
Well, that's a different show. But what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the third episode of Twin Peaks, a.k.a. the second episode after the pilot from season 1, Zen or the Skill to Catch a Killer. And this is aired in April 19th, 1990, written by Mark Frost and David Lynch, directed by David Lynch. So right away you know it's going to be awesome. And we get the introduction of 3 major players in this. So we get go ahead.
Some amazing introductions too.
Yes, they are. So obviously we're going to start off with the introduction of David Patrick Kelly as Jerry Horne.
Oh, he's so gross.
Followed by Miguel Ferrer as Albert Rosenfield, as he pronounces it in this. Later Rosenfeld.
Albert Rosenflower.
Rosenflower. And the big one here, Michael J. Anderson as the little man from Another Place.
Yes. This is Jerry Horne, like early 90s, late 80s Jerry Horne is just so... Jerry Horne has been written by Mark Frost and David Lynch as the epitome of the douchiest of the douchey for his era.
Right. Now in the modern series of Twin Peaks, he's just basically a lovable old stoner.
But he acts like he's some lovable old hippie when we know that he was this douchey 80s guy.
Right.
So he's totally a poser, which makes him back in the level of douchey again.
Okay.
Even though he's mellowed out, he's totally a poser.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because obviously he spends most of the modern series totally baked.
I think I'm high.
Yeah, I think I'm high. Oh, I better do this.
Oh, we haven't pulled this one out in a while. This is great.
I think I'm high. Got to do that for Jerry.
Oh, Jerry Horne, yes. And again, props to David Patrick Kelly for being amazing at playing this character.
Yep.
He's really wonderful at this.
So,
and just a quick footnote.
Yeah.
Guess who turned 14 the day this episode aired?
Who?
That would be me.
Really?
April 14th, 1990 was my 14th birthday.
Well, this is April 19th, 1990 this aired.
That's what you said, April 19th, 1990.
All right, well, you just said April 14th.
Did I say April 14th? That was stupid.
We'll go to the audio on that one, but I'm pretty sure you did.
I apparently am Jerry Horne and think I might die if I don't even know my own damn birthday.
He doesn't want to do it. I think I'm high! All right, there we go.
Yes, no, April 19th, 1990 is my 14th birthday.
All right.
So I was getting my 14th birthday and the 19th mixed up. I must have just
happy birthday.
Fat.
Happy birthday.
You know what's weird is I'm trying to think of what I was doing on this day.
Yep.
And I have no idea. It
was a while ago.
It was a while ago. I would have been in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I have It might have been the day that we all went to go see the Son of Heaven Columbus exhibit when it came to Columbus, but I don't think so.
Okay.
But anyway,
Well, I would have been on the tail end of my junior year of college.
Nice.
It's at University of Central Florida in Orlando.
So good Lord.
So I probably swung by the donut shop because I knew Twin Peaks was going to be on, and
heck yeah,
kicked back in my little college apartment and watched some Twin Peaks.
I probably had some sort of pie. For my yeah.
All right.
So, all right.
So for everybody that wants to kind of follow along at home, we're at the 2-minute 26-second mark, if you're able to do that. Also known as the spot just after you see the words directed by David Lynch.
Just after you see them fade out.
Yes.
So the screen is clear of words.
Right. So that's where we're at. So you should be seeing the Hornes having a rather awkward dinner.
Yes.
As we're about to see. So everybody get your finger play buttons ready, and we will start playing in 3, 2, 1.
All right.
And here's Jerry.
Uncle Jerry.
Uncle Jerry's here.
He barges in from dinner and is telling people to bring his luggage into this room.
Right. And he's rocking the shades, and he's got his fade haircut.
Uh-huh. He has sandwiches in his luggage. Now, he has come from Paris.
Yeah.
This is Paris to Washington State, and he has sandwiches.
Well, I will give him this. He's rocking a bow tie, and bow ties are cool.
Bow ties and suspenders, yes. So he's got sandwiches in his luggage, and he didn't know where they were.
He's got like 4 of them.
4 sandwiches, baguette, brie, and butter. And Benjamin Horne is in the middle of dinner with his family. A silent, awkward dinner.
Right.
But he's going to eat Jerry's sandwiches instead.
Yeah, right now he's just sniffing it.
He's just smelling it, and now he's eating it like a little kid would eat a taco.
Like chomps down. Takes a big mouthful.
Now, I will say that brie, butter, and baguette sandwiches are, in fact, delicious. I'm sure you remember, Charles, that was what I made the night we watched the premiere of The Return.
It was, and you were quite excited by that brie and the butter sandwiches.
I was. It was really good. And yes, we have Jenny and Ginny down by the river,
and they're talking with their mouths full.
Right? Yes, their mouths are completely full, and I so often, if I've ever had to say something with my mouth full, I always end it with Jenny down by the river.
There was a van down by the river.
Sandwiches wrapped in wax paper. And
always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, yes. Benjamin Horne, terrible husband and father.
Yep.
As usual.
Total dick comment as he walks out from his family.
Yep. So Benjamin takes Jerry outside and gives him the rundown of what's going on, that the Norwegians left and Laura Palmer has murdered. And his first reaction is, well, did they sign the papers? He's so much more upset than the fact that Laura's dead. And that's, again, a perfect depiction of how Jerry is just a total ass.
Right.
And then like as an afterthought, he's like, did you see Leland's daughter was murdered?
Well, now I'm depressed.
I'm depressed. And he's more depressed about the Norwegians than he is about...
I'm sure he could not care less about Laura.
Mm-hmm. But there's a new girl at One-Eyed Jack's that's going to cheer you up. Oh. Ew. Right. You, Brother Jerry, have a 50-50 chance of being first in line. That is so gross. That is so gross.
All work and no play makes Homer something. Go
crazy? And
don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do. I would just like to state, for the record, on this recording, that Charles made that Simpsons reference
Yes, and
without
I beat you
any
to.
prompting from me.
I
So
beat you to the Simpsons reference on that one.
yes, I'm quite proud of that.
Thank you.
So
I can only
I think,
aspire to be your level of Simpsons reference.
oh, I don't know if you should aspire to that, but I appreciate it. What I think is weird about, what I think is funny about this is
Yeah.
that this episode especially reminds you that these brothers are named Ben and Jerry,
Yes. So now you
which
want
is
ice
pretty
cream.
hilarious. Yes, I want ice cream on my pie.
That's what
So
that's one of the things we should have had at our Twin Peaks premiere party, is Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
yeah, I had no idea that Ben and Jerry were going to be in that first episode.
Right.
So that would have been, yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Oh, and now here we have the lovely 1950s budding romance that is James and Donna.
Yep.
And they had huckleberry pie.
And just watch the screen sizzle.
Oh, yes. They're pretty adorable. And it just, I think it just shows you again that her parents are just really sweet.
Right.
Like, we're going to bed. Are you coming to church with us?
And now we're going to juxtapose that with Ben and Jerry arriving at One Eye Jack's.
Yeah. I didn't come here to lose my shirt. I just came to take it off. You're disgusting, Jerry. But and look at these gaudy outfits.
And meanwhile, at the Twin Peaks cosplay contest.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, this this lodge with the antlers and the
right
and the gaudy
and they're like the only
ladies.
Guys there. It's just,
where is everybody? Is this like a Tuesday night at One Eye Jack's?
I don't know. It could be.
Ugh. This is so gross.
Yeah, he's.
And
Jerry's making fun of this one woman's intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Seriously,
and then
here we have all of the
the bevy of beauties. And Blackie walks through, parting the Red Sea.
And you gotta wonder what
who's the glad-handing dandy.
And here's Benjamin with trying to be charming with his sonnets. Some of the most cliched sonnets that there are, by the way.
Well, and then Jerry comes along and just completely kills that.
Yeah, where's a new girl?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
I'm ready to get laid now.
I'm ready to have sex now with somebody who's maybe 18, maybe not.
Right. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
As long as she's from the perfume counter.
That's the problem with the perfume counter. Is
now
that we all know that
we do the coin flip, and Jerry loses the coin flip.
Jerry loses the coin flip.
He gets sloppy seconds.
He lost the odds. Poor guy. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the whole thing about this place is that obviously,
right?
We find out later that Benjamin Horne somehow ruined Blackie's life. Either got her hooked on heroin like she tried to do to Audrey or something. And that all of these, I mean, look at the reservation in her eyes.
Yeah.
With this.
She knows she knows he's skeevy, but
I don't even think that she knows he's skeevy. It's that she knows he's Benjamin Horne.
Right.
She knows that he owns this place. She knows that he owns her other job.
Right.
And, however it was that Emery Battis talked her into coming to get this job is, probably not the best idea, but he probably enticed her with more money than she would probably ever think of seeing, it being like 17.
Right.
From a small town.
It's like if you want to get ahead in the world.
Yeah, it's just awful. This whole thing is just so gross, and
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
It is. It's just this whole picking off teenagers from the perfume counter of your department store to come work in your whorehouse.
Now we go back to James and Donna, who are essentially like looking into each other's eyes at close up, going, "You're prettier. No, you're prettier. No, you're prettier."
Well, they're trying to get over their guilt of loving each other,
right?
In spite of Laura.
Yeah.
And that and trying to get over the guilt of being happy with each other, even though they feel that they should be sad because Laura is gone. And, Donna's saying because of Laura, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't even let myself think it. And they're talking about how there were times in school that they wanted to tell each other that they loved each other, but they just never could do it. And they're trying to.
They have their first kiss.
Yes, they have their first kiss, and she's saying, "Are we going to be together, James?" And he, of course, can't really answer that.
Right.
Because, he's going to have to get on his bike and ride and, be part of a murder plot.
I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel.
Deja vu. So and I can understand how they feel, just feeling that
Yep.
that you shouldn't be happy in this particular situation, especially with each other.
Cooper blowing into a duck call or something.
Yes, exactly. Cooper's in his hotel room, and he gets a call from Hawk. And
talking about Ronette Pulaski.
Yes, and this is where we find that she also worked at the perfume counter.
There may be a connection.
And that there was a one-armed man in intensive care, and
yep.
So Cooper's getting the skinny of what happened when Hawk tried to pursue the one-armed man.
Yeah,
he lost him in the morgue, basically.
He ditched me.
Yeah. He ditched me
with those speedy legs of his.
With those cat-like reflexes.
Exactly.
Oh, ninja, and here we have Cooper.
He's a ninja. Yep.
He gets a secret note under his door.
Right.
The plot thickens.
He sniffs the note and opens it up.
Mm-hmm. He looks down the hall to see if anybody's there. Jack with one eye.
It's like, oh,
What's
hey,
that possibly?
10% off at Barnes & Noble. Awesome. No.
Excellent. I'll take this. Maybe somebody else will knock on my door with a gift card. But, now we're up to no good.
Yep. So we
Mike
got
and Bobby.
Mike and Bobby. They're out in the woods in Bobby's car. And Bobby's got
a knife.
Got his switchblade.
The leather jacket, his badass car, and his switchblade.
Yep.
He's a rebel and he'll never ever be any good.
Nice.
Until 25 years later and he becomes a cop.
It totally sells out.
Yeah.
So,
even though he's not a cop like that jerk Chad is.
So we get our first real David Lynch using a flashlight in the woods.
Mm-hmm. That flashlight that looks like a boob.
Which makes everything look so creepy because it's shot from point of view.
Right. It's shot from point of view, and everything is dark, and
all you can see is what the flashlight, the immediate flashlight. Everything else is dark.
Everything else is dark, and
so you don't know what's like in the distance. You have no idea.
And what's hiding in the distance?
Leo
Johnson.
Get me a beer.
Get me a beer. This is Leo and Bobby trying to do their cocaine deal. But of course, the $10,000 that he needs to give to Leo is still in Laura's safety deposit box.
Oh.
So they have no idea how they're going to get out of this. And there's somebody else lurking behind the trees.
Yes.
We're not sure who that is yet. A mysterious person in a black trench coat.
Yep.
Just there freaking everybody out.
It's just a random flasher.
Yeah, just a random flasher that shouts out in the middle of the woods, waiting for kids who are burying necklaces. So they're
I love the creepy music when we see that guy, that mysterious figure. That.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So they're in a little bit of a standoff. Where's the rest of the cocaine? Well, where's the rest of the money? And when I was in high school, Leo needs a new pair of shoes. Right. One of my favorite Leo lines.
That's a good one.
When I was in high school, $10,000 might as well have been $1 billion. I mean, that I can't even imagine being in high school and having access to $10,000.
Exactly. Like I was lucky enough to get $5.
Seriously, it's like getting like $15 to buy a new record.
Yeah, if I had allowance amazing. Or whatever, I was just getting by from allowance to allowance.
That's the thing. I didn't sell cocaine and I wasn't a hooker, so all I could do was babysit. Do you know how much babysitting you would have to do for $10,000?
Right.
Seriously. Oh, and now here we have the reveal that
Yeah.
Leo
Yep.
suspects Bobby of running around with Shelley.
He knows that Shelley's cheating on him, but he doesn't know who yet.
Stepping out in your own damn bedroom.
Yep.
And, Bobby's, and, Dana Ashbrook's doing a pretty good job here of trying to act scared out of his mind.
Yep.
And also like, oh, dude, that's gotta suck, man. Your old lady.
Yeah, that's
terrible.
that's horrible. Yeah, that's the worst.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Don't we'll get your money for you. Let's talk about the money again. I don't want to talk about your lady anymore.
I like Leo trying to be all intimidating with the flashlight. Like he points it right at Mike's face, and then he's like holds it up to his own to kind of make him look spooky, like he's at a campfire.
Yeah, he's doing like the ghost story flashlight under your. And Leo has a shotgun too.
Yep.
So.
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, these two dumbass kids are in way over their head.
They're booking all the way out to the car, and then you see the flashlight shaking all around. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, you see them trying to run away as fast as they possibly can back to the car, and then
the football lands on their hood.
The football lands on their hood. Yes, it's the half deflated Tom Brady football.
Right.
That they just drive off with it.
The original Deflategate.
The original Deflategate, yes. It's not deflated, it just has cocaine in it.
Yeah.
No problem, really.
Nope. Oh, and here's Ed. After he gets a little excited with the Hershey's chocolate syrup.
Ed is about to make an inadvertent major leap in the invention of the silent drapery runner. Oh, look at Nadine with all of her little porcelain figures.
Knickknacks. You know she has Hummel figures.
No!
Then he steps all over the cotton balls and the drapes and drips grease all over her cotton balls.
He stepped on one of the drape runners and he dropped dripped oil on it as well.
Yep.
And she's really angry at him. And you
would think he would have had a wash-up sink outside.
You would think so, but how else would that plot advance?
Exactly. Yeah, and Nadine's working out in a leotard and her like 80s rowing machine. Her
80s rowing machine, exactly. And we're about to get a glimpse as to what's going to happen to her when she gets her superhuman strength.
Right. Because she's basically like, it's that adrenaline she gets from being like, she basically becomes the Hulk. Like,
yes.
Mr. Hurley, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Right.
You wouldn't, Mr. Hurley, don't break my drape runners.
Here's a couple of my favorite line ever coming up.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
So yes, Nadine, you see how furious Nadine gets at Ed.
Yep.
And Ed's like, oh, I'm sorry, honey, I didn't see it there. She's like, you make me sick. Invitation to love.
Yeah, this is our first invitation to love, although we just get a little tease of it. And we see the only photo of Leo Johnson on the TV, which, surprise, it looks like a mugshot.
And it almost seems like he put it on the TV.
Yeah, because he's all
to
frowny.
Say, like, Shelley, I'm watching you all the time.
Right, like the eyes, yes, doing the eye thing.
And so he's come now. She's just home watching soap operas. Invitation to Love, of course, being the soap opera within a soap opera.
Well, presumably she's hiding out because her face is all bruised up because Leo socked her with the sock.
Whacked her with a bar of soap inside of a sock.
Which is total dick move.
Total dick move. And so, and of course
Bobby notices, and he's like, "What happened?"
And I'll say this for Bobby. Bobby's kind of an ass, but
he cares about Shelley, I think.
Oh, he absolutely cares about Shelley, and there's no way he would rough her up like this.
No, and that's to his credit. That is
definitely to his credit.
As much of a jerk as he is, he at least treats her well, better than Leo.
Does. Yes, and they obviously, we know now that they eventually get married after Leo thankfully dies. Yep. And it's weird when we say things like, "Oh wow, to his credit, he doesn't rough women up." Like
we see them kiss,
that's like what you're supposed to do.
Yep. She's going like, "Ow, ow, 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 my jaw, ow."
You're supposed to not rough women up. You shouldn't be given credit for doing something you're supposed to do like
exactly,
that.
I agree.
But in this,
Big Ed.
Oh, This is just the love that can't be montage here in Twin Peaks.
The only romance that worked out.
The only romance that is like even remotely, well, it's not even, it's not that healthy, but it's definitely the one you rooted for the most.
And Big Ed putting the F in flannel here.
It's not the first time, but it won't be the last time, but I'm in that doghouse again.
Yeah. That's like Ed's country song.
I'm in that doghouse again by Ed Hurley. I would love to hear that.
That would be. Doesn't that make a great country, like classic country song title?
Seriously, Everett McGill needs to get on.
I was in that doghouse again.
Oh, wasn't my first time. It won't be my last time.
Anyone for a warm up?
You bet.
You bet. And here's the line.
Yes.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Excellent. So we're out in the woods.
Wouldn't that make a great blog title? Just saying.
I think somebody should. I'd read it. I'd subscribe to that.
I think it would.
Totally. So we're out in the woods.
Yeah.
And we have a list of, but even though we're out in the woods.
I love Cooper's pointer here. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but just.
No, it's okay.
It's like he's teaching class. He's like, okay, all right, class, today I'm going to teach you about the reproductive system.
Today we're going to learn about Tibet.
Everybody leans forward.
Synchronized. Seriously. So we're out in the woods, but we have a table full of donuts and a large chalkboard that on one side of it has a map of Tibet taped to it. And then folding chairs where the entire police force of Twin Peaks is being taught about Tibet and the Dalai Lama, Cooper's personal hero. And following a dream,
it's a good hero, but
it is. It is.
And this is my first real exposure to the whole subject of the Dalai Lama in Tibet when I was back in the 90s. So this is what kind of got me like, okay, this person's kind of interesting, and I wanted to learn more about the Dalai Lama.
Absolutely, me too.
So I did. So credit to Twin Peaks for instilling that.
Thank you for the history lesson, Twin Peaks.
Yep.
So we have he had a dream about 3 years ago that gave him this idea for this
technique.
This technique he's about to
it circles the J.
Teach everybody. So because we're nervous about meeting J, but we also have an R and a T. And we have a list of suspects. And so now we're going to do
we're going to throw rocks in a bottle.
If I throw this rock at the window and it breaks, Leo is innocent.
Leo, you're free to go.
Right. So again, here we're seeing a lot of
where the parody sketch on SNL drew from.
The fodder that they used for the parody sketch.
Right.
So, everybody has their part in this. Hawk's going to hold the rocks. And Lucy's going to say names out loud.
You notice he's wearing kitchen mitts to hold those rocks.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure what that's all about.
I don't either. Like, he has to keep him from, like, getting his vibes all over the rocks. I don't get it.
It might be that, or it could just be that bucket is really heavy.
Could be, but...
And it's just making indentations. All right.
I don't think Hawk's the kind of guy that would kind of be bothered by that, though.
That's true.
He's a tough guy. He can handle it.
James is off base, but Josie hits the log.
But that's
the bottle's on.
The bottle wobbles.
Bottle wobbles. So she's a little closer than James is.
Right. Lawrence Jacoby.
What do we got? What do we got for Dr. Jacoby? Come on, Snake Eyes. Oh, he knocks the bottle over, but it doesn't break. So what does that mean?
But didn't break.
That's very important that it didn't break.
Yep.
So we're gonna try again. We're gonna use the same bottle.
Poor Andy.
He's over there, and Andy's getting just whacked with rocks over there. Johnny Horne, nowhere near.
No, hits a barrel that's off to the distance.
Seriously, Johnny Horne has absolutely nothing to do with this. And
Norma Jennings.
Yep. What do we got?
Close, but not really.
It's like she's close to Laura, but she's not close to knowing anything about Laura.
Shelley Johnson.
So out of the way. And
bounces off the tree.
Right in the head.
Yeah, so guess who's about to file an OSHA violation claim?
It didn't hurt. He wants everybody to know it doesn't hurt him.
Yep.
And now he's basically got a head injury because he's just laughing and trying not to pass out.
But he's not bleeding.
No, he's fine.
He's
And
got a hard head. Got a hard head.
Yeah. And Harry is a little bit skeptical of this process. Like, this came from a dream and you just hit one of my deputies in the head. Is this going to go somewhere?
And Cooper's just like, yes, it did.
Came from a dream. Can you believe that? So, yeah, he's a little bit impatient. I love Lucy with her obvious. There's no I in Jack.
Yep.
And how does it take these cops this long to figure out One-Eyed Jacks?
Yeah.
Maybe it's Nadine Hurley. No, it's One-Eyed Jacks, you guys.
Well, apparently this is like their first murder mystery ever in Twin Peaks.
Yeah. And it probably is, frankly. I mean,
yeah.
We read they have
this big debate over like, well, okay, One-Eyed Jacks is a place, so take it off the board.
Yeah, take it off the list. All right, now how?
Leo Johnson.
Connection to Laura, unknown. So what's going to happen
Here's the windup and the pitch.
And,
it's a strike
whammo!
Right over the plate, breaks the bottle.
Yep. One hit.
You could have recycled that.
Now there's just glass in the woods. Some little woodland creature is going to walk on that and get cut and get an infection, and it's going to be your fault, Cooper. So again, and I said this when we talked about the parody, they're really, really setting this up for Leo to be the killer.
Well, at this point, yeah.
And he's
he's
spoiler,
obviously the suspect number one, big time. Not even anywhere near Leland.
Right. He's total red herring, and he's totally just to throw somebody off of the scent.
Oh, here's Audrey playing her one and only song.
Oh, Audrey's Dance.
Yep.
The best song.
Yep.
The best piece of music from this soundtrack.
It's so dreamy.
It's so dreamy. And of course we have, this stark dichotomy of Audrey here by herself looking at
while Donna's with her parents.
Right. But that just also makes you ask, where are the Horns' where are the Hayward's other two kids?
Oh yeah, Gersten and
Harriet.
Harriet, thank you.
Yeah.
So Audrey gets coffee because Agent Cooper takes his coffee.
Agent Cooper drinks
coffee. He loves coffee.
He loves coffee.
Yep.
So, yeah, she keeps looking over.
Donna's gonna I guess I should say hi.
And is she looking over at Donna wondering why she doesn't have more friends, or is she looking over at Donna's family saying, why don't I have a nicer family? Either way, it just makes you sad for Audrey.
Right.
And
it kind of makes her, more sympathetic, too, of a character.
Oh, Audrey's extremely sympathetic. And you can see why she's so sad and lashes out so bad. And we find out that Donna never realized that Audrey even thought anything of Laura, but then Audrey tells her about how she worked with Johnny, and that's how they have that connection is through Johnny. And then we have a little bit of
Audrey's kind of like tracing the rim of her coffee, like she's about to like make musical notes from it. That kind of
she's gonna do that glass thing. But we have a little bit of a girl talk about Agent Cooper, like, oh, he's so cute, but oh, Audrey, he's an adult. Yes. So, interesting side note. This is pretty much exactly where I sat when I went to this diner.
Yeah, you were actually there.
I was actually there, actually drinking black coffee.
So jealous.
And
didn't you say the coffee wasn't that great?
To me, coffee is not that.
Okay,
coffee's coffee.
Yeah.
The pie is nothing spectacular, but it's still pie.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not the world's greatest pie, but it was still pretty good. I mean, it's still pie. I mean, how bad can pie possibly be?
Now they're talking about Audrey's father.
Oh, geez.
That he used to sing to her, like show tunes or something.
Mm-hmm. And just how she how he treated Laura, even though it's a creepy relationship, even
Isn't
though he
it
was
too
having sex with
dreamy?
Laura. But he sort of treated
Yep,
Laura more like a daughter than he's ever treated Audrey.
yep. And now I shall perform the only dance I know, swaying.
But she's so obviously in her own world.
Right,
Who goes into a diner like at 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning
right, after church.
after church and puts the jukebox on and starts dancing?
Yep, by herself.
And Donna's like, I really don't know what to do with this right now.
Yeah. So now it's like, well, is she trying to turn me on here? What's going on? I don't get.
She's like, so are we done talking? Or
Yeah, the conversation just quickly fizzled, and Audrey's like, "Okay, I'm just going to go off and do this now."
Yep, here's to Billy.
Yep. Here's to Ben. Oh wait, that's somebody else.
That's somebody else. And oh, bloody
Yeah.
rags. We're
Yeah.
back on the
Yeah. So here's
Yes.
Albert,
yes.
and things get considerably more interesting
Oh.
as we see the debut of Miguel Ferrer as Albert Rosenfield.
Oh yes. And we have Lucy reading an old library book on Tibet.
Yes, which I thought was a nice touch.
I love that touch. And
Lucy's trying to announce that Albert's here.
he has absolutely no patience for anything
No.
immediately. For
Yep. Whatever asshole. She sticks her tongue out at him.
I love that little look she gives him and sticks her tongue out at him. That
Yeah.
is so.
It was good.
But and now we're getting the warning that he's a forensic genius, but
But
he's kind of a dick.
he's pretty much a dick, yes.
Yeah. And Harry has no idea what to expect. He's like,
No.
oh well, nobody's perfect. Like,
Well,
dude.
Cooper did try to warn him. Fair, to be
Yes.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's all dismissive, like, welcome to amateur hour.
Welcome to Amateur Hour. I have seen some backwater burgers, but this place takes the cake. And he's just nothing but insulting.
Right.
And he and Harry are just not going to get along
No.
right from the get-go.
Well,
And
Albert comes in and disrespects him in the station.
the station, the police force, the town.
Lucy.
Welcome to Amateur Hour.
Yeah.
And
Cooper's just kind of like smiling, like, isn't this great?
like, oh, Albert's here. And
Come here, come here, Sparky.
And now he's insulting Doc Hayward's work.
Yep.
So, and Harry pulls him aside and tries to say, you know what? I know you're good at what you do, but you're in my house now. So, you better.
I'll bounce your ass up and down the street.
Yeah, you better act right, sir.
And Lucy's like, ha, good.
Yeah, you tell him, Sheriff Truman.
Cooper gives the thumbs up.
Seriously. Like, everything's going to be just fine. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yes, you've created conflict. Thank you, Cooper.
Yeah, Albert's gonna get punched in the face, but
Yeah.
it's all gonna be. Oh, poor Ed! Look at how Ed walks into his house half scared.
And then Ed. So yeah, hashtag Ed2.
Here we go, and then oh my goodness, just jumps right into him. And yeah, Nadine is a little bit of an inconsistent person.
Yeah, slightly. So hello, Miss Manic Depressive. No.
Right, she's so furious at him earlier that she can bend a rowing machine backwards.
Right.
But now she's so happy that he oiled her cotton balls, which sounds like innuendo, but it's not. He literally oiled her cotton balls.
Hey now.
And so now we have, oh my God, she has one of those giant forks and spoons on the wall.
Right.
I haven't seen one of those in years.
Look at that. Silent drape runners.
They're completely silent because they're all greased up.
And she is the happiest woman on the planet now.
She's so excited. All she, as Nadine, not Nadine, as Norma said,
Yeah.
I saw her in town, and that's all she could talk about were those drape runners.
We're going to be so rich.
We're going to be so rich.
We can finally afford that golden shovel we've been wanting.
Yeah, the golden shovel. I could start my own drapery store.
Oh, and here we have total passive aggressiveness between Pete and Catherine.
Oh, yes.
Where Pete is using mink oil on his boots on her bed.
On her, yes, the
Her satin sheets.
Yes, on her bed, and we're about to find out here in a few minutes that this is not their room. This is her room.
Right. Because, of
So,
course, they sleep separately.
well,
Because she's
because
a charmer.
She's so much more above him.
Right.
In her mind. And
so Pete sneaks a key to Josie.
Right, Josie is thinking something fishy is going on.
So she wants to check out the ledger.
Sorry for the pun. She thinks there's something fishy going on with the ledger, and as we both know, as we saw last episode, that there are two separate ledgers that Catherine is keeping and is in cahoots with Ben.
Go to your room.
Go to your room. Get your boots off my bed. Well, I don't want to get mink oil on my bed.
Hashtag Pete2.
So
hashtag Ed2 and hashtag Pete2.
Pete2. So yes, Catherine is in cahoots with Ben for the insurance money and then the land sale. Because the sawmill's not doing well, she doesn't give a rat's ass about the fact that it's going to put most of this entire town out of work if she does that.
Right. Then Josie goes to the safe and she pulls out these two ledgers under presumably a signed copy of Twilight.
I think isn't this adorable too? Yeah. Ledgers.
Right. Like, how quaint.
When was the last time you saw a ledger for like a multi-million-dollar business like this?
For those who don't know what a ledger is, think of it like an Excel spreadsheet.
Hard
copy and bound.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, at the creepy Palmer house.
Oh, dance with me.
Yes. So Leland obviously was into vinyl before it was cool.
Now I am.
Is he a vinyl snob?
He's quite the vinyl snob because that's a '78 player right there.
And he's playing like Pennsylvania 65000.
I was going to ask you if that's what this was.
That's what it is.
Because I'm watching this with just captions and not audio.
Yeah, he's doing Pennsylvania 65000. So it's like coming up next on America's Top 1940.
Yeah, exactly. On the Glenn Miller hour.
Yes.
Pennsylvania 65000.
23 Skidoo.
And now,
this is where you picture Phil Hartman spinning around.
Yes, this is exactly where they got all of this stuff.
This episode was obviously a major influence for that sketch.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like spinning around like he's what's that song? You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Well, and who is this? I wonder.
Oh, the singing Pennsylvania 65000?
Oh no. Who is Leland right now? Is he Leland or is he Bob?
That's a good question. Maybe there's conflict going on inside him.
There is no conflict.
There's no conflict. There's only Zool.
And then I think this part with the broken photo.
Oh yeah. This is actually Ray Wise's real blood. He actually cut himself here.
Oh my good Lord, I had never heard that before.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. That's what I remember, a trivia bit.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently, he cut his hand on whatever glass they were using, or plastic or whatever, and he just decided, he improv'd, smearing the blood over Laura's face, and Lynch kept it.
Nice. Now, see, the thing I wonder about is, sometimes I wonder if looking at this, when he first starts looking at the photo, he's Leland.
Right.
But I so often I think when he's frowning, he's Bob. So I don't quite know. And is it?
I kind of wonder if Ray knows at this point if he knows that Bob he's supposed to be possessed.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure David Lynch told him from a performance standpoint,
right,
that he needs to know. But I wonder if it's
and here we have
Leland.
The dream.
Yep, we have Leland going crazy, or if we have Bob trying to be depressed and sad, so therefore it looks.
So this is the moment that Twin Peaks changed the game.
Yes.
And elevated everything to a brand new level.
And this is where we have everybody
raised
saying,
the bar.
Yes. Whoa, that was scary.
Yeah, flash of Bob, look out.
Flash of Bob.
So strobe light, Whoa, Mr.
So when everybody says that, wow, that show's weird, this is what started that.
Yes, yes. This is what made Twin Peaks a water cooler show.
Yes. Fire, walk
Walk
with
with
me.
me. That would be a great intro to a podcast.
That would be fantastic.
Yep.
Now this scene right here that we're seeing with Mike, the one-armed man,
Right.
this was in the European movie.
Yeah, this is the ending from the European version of the Twin
Right.
Peaks pilot. Because they were contractually obligated to create an ending.
Right. So if you were like me,
But Lynch loved the footage.
he did. Yeah, it was great. And if you were like me and you could only go back and watch this on home video, this was the only thing that was available in the United States even for a long time, was
Right.
this pilot movie.
Yeah.
Then they eventually put out the box set of the DVDs, and then you actually got to see the first episode, the pilot with the necklace piece.
And here's where we first get to hear Bob speak.
Right. And if you watch this and then you see the episode, and you see this episode, you think, oh, this is a memory.
Right.
And then when you see the next episode, you're like, what are you talking about? You don't know.
I promise.
This actually happened.
I will kill again.
I will kill again. Tell me when he's gone.
Yeah, I will. Hey, say what you will, but he obviously makes good on his campaign promises.
He sure does. So, and I'll give this to Cooper as well.
Right.
He's much less wrinkly and much less gray in
Right.
real life.
Well,
Yes.
here's what I think is just so funny is that, like, Kyle MacLachlan 25 years later looks a hell of a lot better than Dale Cooper 25 years later.
This is very true.
Right?
Oh,
And I'm not wrong in that, am I?
No, definitely not. I mean, he's got a lot of spirit gum going on here.
Right. Let's rock.
Let's rock. Oh, this is great. The captions say in distorted English.
There you go.
Oh, and once again, if I could only
They say it in distorted voice.
it says in distorted English. It's really funny.
That is funny. Well, how is she going to describe that?
That's very true.
Oh, and here's Laura pointing to her nose like, I am your nose.
I am not your nose. What's floating back there?
It's like,
Who
is
knows?
that Hawkman?
Yeah, what is that back there? It's like a kite.
Like an owl? Perhaps.
Maybe.
Maybe an owl? Maybe.
Oh, you know what? There's this gum that I used to really like.
Right.
I wonder what happened. Oh, yay! It's going to come back in style.
Yeah. Bad news, though. It's broccoli flavored.
Bad news. It's not as good as you remember it.
Yep. Never is.
That's the thing. I was trying to think about it. Was, would I ever get excited about gum?
Yeah. And we never got really an explanation for the gum, did we?
We never get at least as far as I know, we never get an
Yeah.
explanation for the gum. And
So doesn't
here
she
we
look
have,
almost exactly like Laura Palmer?
but she is Laura Palmer.
Are you
And
Laura Palmer?
we have some foreshadowing here that we are soon
Yeah.
going to see a cousin that looks almost exactly like Laura Palmer.
Right.
This is Maddie foreshadowing.
Yep. No, I'm actually Carrie Page.
And we have the Sometimes My Arms Bend Back, which
Yep.
unfortunately happened to Laura the night she died.
That was very tragic to find. She's filled with secrets. Also, Jello pudding.
Yeah, that was tragic to find out that had actually happened to her. That wasn't some sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we have Waldo the Minor Bird
Yep. Where were the?
foreshadowing.
Yep. There's always music in the air.
Music in the air.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
We're no strangers to love. Yeah, and I say it every time I see these. If I could find these chairs, I'd be so happy. I would love to just have a room.
If you find
like
these
this in my
chairs,
house.
tell me because I want to buy them too.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Or the lampstands, or
something. There's going to be like a major argument as to who gets these chairs when we find them. There better be like 8 of them.
I need to build a red room. I want a red room so bad.
Seriously.
Just a little one. It doesn't have to be big, but just
No,
enough to walk and sit around in.
I want to do this. I want to do this floor pattern
Yeah.
in my Pez room.
The chevron pattern,
The
yes.
chevron pattern, yeah. And it's not. There's a way you can do it with black and white tiles. It just takes a lot of planning and math that
So,
I'm too lazy
so
to do.
Laura / Maddie / Carrie Page walks over and bends down, and
Looks like she's
lays one gently on Cooper.
right. Right.
Very, very sexy scene.
You're not sure what she's gonna do. Like it looks like she's gonna kiss him, and then it looks like
So is this considered like necrophilia? Ugh.
no, because it's the lodge.
Okay.
Because it's not like
count,
it's really
doesn't count. There's no body.
no, and it's not like it's really Cooper. It's not like it's really Laura.
That's true. It's just a dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have Laura whispering something in Cooper's ear,
Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
and Cooper wakes up. Cooper wakes up with Tintin hair, going, "Son of a bitch!"
Tintin hair, awesome. Yes. This is like the worst case of bedhead ever.
I know, isn't that awesome? It's just this little shark.
It just
fin
kind of
hair.
points up, like he's the freshest big boy.
Well, and I want to say to Harry, no, it can't wait until morning.
All right, now here's where Tom McLaughlin is the whitest person on earth because he can't keep the beat to that jazz music. He's off rhythm,
He just woke up.
but he's like,
This is the worst.
can I keep a
When
beat
these-
to save his life? And the
When
end.
when these I forget sometimes, because now in my brain,
Yep.
Twin Peaks is just one long thing.
Right.
But I forget how horrible it was to have to wait an entire week to figure out what the hell happened.
Oh, and a cool bit here, we get, instead of seeing Laura Palmer's homecoming queen photo, we actually get more footage of the little man from another place dancing. So
Yes, we
Yeah.
just get to see him
yes.
throughout the end credits.
This is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
When we dance.
Yes.
Yes, the man from another place doing his
Michael
little
J.
dance.
Anderson getting his groove on.
Yep.
Lynch Frost Productions. The end.
You know what I would like to know, and I hope this is the case. Did he keep that suit?
One would
Because
hope.
if I were him, I would have kept that suit like crazy cake.
That's got to be worth some serious coin.
Seriously. I mean, what
That's
else?
That's iconic. What else are you going to do with it?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to see the production that would use that suit again. It's like,
Right.
what sort of bad 70s, porn documentary
Yeah, right.
would use that suit?
It's kind of like this red leisure suit. What do you?
Yeah, it's like Twin Peaks or like a bad 70s action movie. Like a bad episode of Wonder Woman or something.
Right. That'd be funny.
So, but yeah, I can't understand why Harry doesn't say, "No, Cooper, it can't wait until morning. I'm coming to your room right now."
You would think it'd be like, okay, you know who killed Laura Palmer? Tell me, mother effer.
Yeah, this is our first murder
This is our
in
job.
ever. Yeah.
Let's close this case already. Jeez.
This town hasn't had a murder in God knows when, and I'm the sheriff now, and
Right.
there's no way in hell I'm going to let you sit on this all night long.
Right. I'm not going to have all these residents voting me out of office because you just want to wait until morning.
Seriously.
Right?
No, Cooper, we're doing this now. We're doing this thing now.
I have
I don't know why you think.
constituents.
Wait.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, and it's this also is more fodder for the whole. Cooper doesn't actually want to leave Twin Peaks.
Right.
So he's like, no, this can wait until morning. It's no big deal.
He goes through all the everything he can just to kind of prolong this, push this off.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
You
great.
said you knew who killed Laura Palmer. Yeah, I did, but I forgot.
But it shows you how observant SNL was when they did that parody sketch,
Oh yeah,
because they zeroed right in on the iconic moments
absolutely.
and used those.
Saturday Night Live does some good work.
Yeah, this is obviously when we talked about this during our review of that parody sketch, they just nailed it completely.
Mm-hmm. They did, and everybody did such a great performance, and they didn't need, because you said this was April,
Right.
and when did Twin Peaks take its summer hiatus, I wonder?
Well, it was only on for 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming since we're at episode 3, so probably sometime in late May.
That's what I'm wondering. So there weren't a lot of episodes for them to...
No, there's only 8, the pilot, and then the 7 episodes after that.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot for them to pull from.
Nope.
So this was episode 3.
Basically 9 hours of television.
Yeah. By the time that episode, the first 8 had aired by the time that Saturday Night Live
Right. Sketch aired. Yeah, because Saturday Night Live, it was the season premiere. It was in September.
Right.
So there wasn't any new episodes by then, I don't think.
Nope. So there were not many. There wasn't a lot to pull from. So, but they really did. And I don't know if they knew at the time how, and I'm sure that they did know at the time. You know, I've wondered this.
Yeah.
What sort of disclosure stuff that Saturday Night Live had to sign.
Oh, maybe.
In order to do this kind of a parody.
Well, because, you don't want David Lynch calling you up.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I'm looking at an episode guide and looking at directors and things, and there are people I didn't quite realize had directed these episodes.
Oh,
so
okay.
We'll talk about those when they come on.
Yep, we got stuff to look forward to.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, because So, all right. So, what was your rating for this episode?
I'm going to give this one a 9.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving this 9 grease-soaked cotton balls.
Okay.
Because of the fact that we do get the introduction to the Lodge, the Man from Another Place.
Right.
Twin Peaks really starts to become Twin Peaks at this point.
Yes.
And again, this ends on a major cliffhanger. I'm totally suspense. I want to watch the next episode right now.
Yeah.
I've seen it a million times. I know what happened.
Right.
But I'm just really wanting to watch the next episode right now.
We're gonna have to binge our recording sessions and just do the whole 8 episodes this stretch or something. But
seriously, we should just have a big slumber party.
One big Sunday afternoon and just go right through the whole thing.
Seriously, starting on a,
we'll be so exhausted. But...
Let's take Monday off, and then Saturday, Friday night you'll come over and we'll just watch TV the entire weekend.
That would be awesome. I would totally be up for that.
So amazing,
especially when Twin Peaks is involved. And I'm actually enjoying this because I'm approaching this because of doing the commentaries with you. I'm totally approaching this from a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
After watching these episodes, I want to say at least 8 times, if not more.
Yeah, at least 8. Yeah, seriously. And I'm trying to do that as well, and trying to look for things in the background I've never noticed, or trying to think about aspects of the characters I've never noticed before.
Yeah, because some years have passed. You kind of look at things in a different perspective, or you notice certain things you didn't notice before, like you said. So I gave this one 10 out of 10. This should be pretty obvious. Damn good cups of coffee and hot.
And hot. Excellent.
Because this is, to me, the definitive Twin Peaks episode. It has everything.
Yes.
And, most of the major players are now introduced. This was the episode, like you said, it changed it flipped the script and ends on a great cliffhanger and a frustrating cliffhanger because you're like, I want to know what he says. And I remember that frustration, I got to wait a week for this. You're killing me. But it was just so different, and it just so innovative for network television in the 1990s. I cannot stress what kind of a game changer this was in 1990.
And that's what I'm trying to do as well, is put myself back in the mindset of being in the 90s,
right?
And what we'd seen on television up until now, and how this just changed everything.
I mean, you had quirky shows like Fantasy Island, or
But like I said, they were all comedies,
right? Or mystery type shows like Columbo or what have you. But nothing like this at all.
Right? They all have. I mean, and this has its own comedic, with Nadine and the Drapery Runners and things like that. But it's not. it's not that trope of what we saw in the 70s and 80s where you'd have a mystery show and at the end everybody's sitting around talking about it and it all ends on laughter.
Yeah.
That was so many shows ended like that.
I mean, even Moonlighting, which was very innovative because it was that
right.
it was a detective show that broke the fourth wall on a regular basis. But this is just something completely different, and I think obviously influenced a lot of people, a lot of creators ever since, which is why we're probably getting such great television here in the 21st century now.
The TV we have now would legit not have happened if Twin Peaks hadn't happened.
We know, like Damon Lindelof, whether you're a fan of his or not, he was a big influence on Lost, helped create Lost, and was obviously influenced by Twin Peaks, as were many others, I'm sure.
Right, and that's we wouldn't have had an X-Files.
Right, exactly.
If it weren't for Twin Peaks.
Exactly.
And if we hadn't had an X-Files, we wouldn't have had Fringe, Supernatural, Gotham, like anything like that.
Because Twin Peaks introduced us to David Duchovny.
Yes, it did.
So and that exposure got David Duchovny the lead, I'm sure, on the X-Files.
Well, that in the Red Shoe Diaries, but we won't talk about that.
Oh yeah, that's well, yes, there's that.
Zalman King. Anyway,
but
this that had both David Duchovny and Cheryl Lee at one point.
Really, I didn't know that.
Cheryl Lee was in one of them. I think it was the sixth one. I forget which.
Okay, I didn't watch the show, but I know of it.
I watched that one because of it's like that porn that's too funny to be porn.
Yeah,
you know, they're like this just takes itself way too seriously.
Right.
So yeah,
like it actually tries to have a plot.
Yeah, what is that?
What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Get your plots out of my porn, people.
Seriously, just get. Yeah, I came here to.
Oh wait,
did I say
that out loud?
Right. Yeah, it's not. You're not saying anything. None of us are thinking. We're all not just thinking. Right. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
We're all thinking it.
All right. So next time on Ghostwood, we're going to talk about Rest in Pain. Get it, R.I.P. Because this is the big Laura Palmer's funeral episode.
Oh, poor Laura's funeral. This funeral goes so badly.
As I raise my hand up and down, we got to get the napkin dispenser from the Double R.
Napkin dispenser to
Shelley's impression of that is pretty hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it's a little insensitive, Shelley. I mean, come on.
I kind of find I find it amusing, but yeah, it is. Well, I think it's more tasteless than insensitive.
It's pretty tasteless because I mean, let's admit it's one of those things that it's so bizarre you don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Right.
But Shelley, come on now. You're better than this.
Right. It was one of those rare moments where you actually had one of a Twin Peaks character recognizing the weirdness of something going on around them.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you get the feeling that the people in this town are just like...
They're numb to it. They're numb to it. Yeah, they're just like, whatever.
Like, whatever's going on. We just regularly have people just yell out about the pie.
Right.
I will say the whole hot damn this pie is good. I wanted to do that so bad.
Right.
But then, I mean, how many people have done that? Like, I just don't want to be yet another one of those idiots that goes into the Double R and makes an ass of myself.
Yeah, you gotta wonder how many people actually do that.
So many.
Or
there's gotta be
they start quoting Twin Peaks, going like in the Double R, going, I've got to have another piece of this fabulous pie.
2 more slices of this wonderful pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
Yep.
And I'm sure they're fine with it because whatever, they're selling pie.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care. They're just trying to make money off the tourists.
Yeah, and we bought T-shirts, we bought coffee mugs. I mean, it's not like we didn't buy stupid stuff.
Right.
And I'm a decent tipper.
I didn't know they had T-shirts there. I would have given you money to buy me a shirt.
They had T-shirts there. Yeah.
What if they have a website?
I think they do. Yeah, Tweeds Cafe.
Okay, I'll have to check that out because that'd be kind of cool. All right, so we're going to talk about Laura Palmer's funeral.
Tweedscafe.com.
Oh, look at that.
TWEDES. That's Tweeds.
Guess what's going on this year's Christmas list?
Guess what's happening? Yeah, here's a store.
Sweet.
And you can buy their pie, but you can buy their pie, but you can't buy their shirts.
Really? That's
That's
weird.
really strange.
That's really strange. Yeah, because you would think it'd be the opposite. That they
You would
couldn't ship.
absolutely think it'd be
You
the
couldn't
opposite.
ship food, but
Interesting. I'll bet you could write him a letter saying, "Hey, send me one of them coffee mugs while you're at it too."
yeah.
There's a pie eating contest.
All right. I'm gonna have to check
Yeah.
this website out. All right.
All right, that's awesome.
Okay.
All righty.
So, anything else about this episode before we sign off here?
No, yeah, like you said, it is what made Twin Peaks what it is, which is then in turn what made the landscape of television what it is today. So
Yep.
this is a major. This one's a big deal.
Yeah, this is a big deal. So, and I'm glad I got to share it with you, Zan. That's awesome.
Glad I got to share it with you too. I was lonely watching Twin Peaks because first of all,
Right.
I was kind of late to it.
Yeah.
So by the time I was like really getting into these early episodes, everybody had sort of been there, done that, and had gone on with it.
Right.
Not everybody stayed obsessed with it like I did.
Well,
So it's nice to have you for that. Yes,
that's why I'm here. All right.
that's why we're here.
That's why we're here to share our love of Twin Peaks with you guys.
That's why we have each
All of
other.
you. Exactly. And all of our wonderful listeners.
All of you out there in podcast land.
Yep. So, speaking of all of you out there in podcast land, if you want to get a hold of us here at Ghostwood, you can drop us a line at GhostwoodCast on the Twitter machine, or you can email us at ghostwoodpodcast@gmail.com.
A Gmail.
At the Gmail. But we would definitely love to hear from you because we would like to know what you guys think of these commentary episodes. Are you cool with this? Are you enjoying it? I hope so.
And if you have any other like interesting trivia bits, like that being Ray Wise's own bloody hand,
right?
Let us know. We want to know that stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. If there's like obscure trivia that you're aware of that you want to make sure we acknowledge, yeah, please pass that along. Or just like stuff that you really enjoyed. You know what episodes are coming up because we're going sequentially. So,
right.
So if there's an episode coming up that you know that you really liked a certain scene or what have you, let us know, and we'll share that on the podcast.
Absolutely, we'll share it with the world.
So yeah, drop us an email, or like you can reach us on Facebook, of course, at Ghostwood the Twin Peaks Podcast. Oddly enough, and we would love to hear from you there as well. Either one, just you got a lot. You got 3 sources right there. You could drop us a line. So no excuses. All right.
Exactly.
All right. And Zan, where can they find you on the interwebs?
I am on the Twitter machine and on the Instagram as Udinax19. What about you, Charles?
Nice. Well, of course, I'm on the Twitter machine at Charles Skaggs, or on the Instagram at Charles Skaggs. Google Plus for all you crazy kids in the Google Plus. Shout out to Karen. And Facebook, of course, at Charles Skaggs. And my blog of geeky things.
What's that called?
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Which is
good job, Andy.
Very timely in this episode. Where there's no sense, there's no feeling, Andy. But
Andy's so cute.
Exactly. So on my blog of geeky things, where I talk about all the things we talk about here on Ghostwood, Twin Peaks, or the Saturday Night Live parody or what have you. All kinds of comic book sci-fi news, reviews, stuff that I generally find interesting. And other than that, you can reach me on my other podcast I do for Southgate Media. What are they? Oh, yes.
Charles can't even remember his own podcast.
I know.
The Fandom Zone.
I was up at 3.
Stuff everywhere. There's Titan Talk.
Right, exactly. I was up at 3:30 yesterday morning, and I'm still recovering from this. Yes, thank you. So, yes.
You're welcome.
The award-winning Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, because we won an award, guys.
Awesome, man.
Which is cool. So
that is pretty cool.
It's the Ginchiest. So, yeah, please check those out. And also, please support Southgate Media, the Patreon page, because, they help us keep the lights on and help us deliver these lovely commentaries to all of you out there in podcast land.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So come on back, everybody. Zan, any final thoughts before we head out?
I'm just going to go ahead and shout out to Buckeye Donuts here in Columbus, Ohio.
Right.
Because every time we do this podcast, we do it in the evenings, and I'm really in the mood for donuts. And then you think it's too late for donuts, but not for Buckeye Donuts. It's 24 hours a day. Thank you very much.
Yep. Buckeye Donuts, you could sponsor our podcast, and we will totally plug you to high heaven.
Totally, yeah. Twin Peaks podcast, that makes perfect sense.
And if you want to kind of slide some donuts our way, we're cool with that too. Just saying.
Oh, on a paper towel, we'll take it.
Yep, we can be bribed. As long as we can stack them in the nice little towers, we're good.
There is literally a 90% chance I'm going to go out for donuts here in about 20 minutes.
Well, swing on by here. Drop me off soon, because
yeah, I totally should.
I'm gonna want some donuts.
I know, this stupid show and their donuts and pot.
Too tempting.
So tempting.
Yeah, it's a bad show to watch if you're on a diet.
Or if you're just like me and you haven't eaten all damn day.
Well, that too, probably. That probably doesn't help, does it?
Doesn't help.
All right,
No.
so everybody come on back for Rest in Pain, Laura Palmer's funeral next time on Ghostwood, and we see you next time right here on Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast. Bye, everybody.